Hello, welcome. I'm Claudia. If you're new here, we are going to tackle some plant chores today. Hunter says hi. I mentioned in my 2025 intentions and goals for my plant collection this year, I really want to be really intentional and mindful and truly care for the plants that I have. So I have this long list of to-dos as we do, and I want to tackle some of them with you because some of them are, I don't know why, I just dread doing them, like watering moss poles, and it's so much more enjoyable when I get to share it with you. So I'll read through the chores lists and we'll get started. So we need to water my moss poles. The reason I kind of have to water all of them at the same time is that they're all in a very similar size pot, if not the same size for the most part. And they're all in the same mix and they all live in this like office studio space. So fortunately, like they have almost the exact same conditions of everything. So they tend to be thirsty at the same time, which is a good thing, but then also, yeah, I just dread doing it so much. Anyway, that's the story with the moss poles needing to be watered. I need to upsize my variegated begonia snow-capped or snow-capped variegated begonia. It has been falling over like all the time. It's currently actually on its side in the Millsbo wide cabinet. So even though I gave it a pretty good haircut not that long ago, it's just, yeah, the pot's just too small for it. We need a bigger one. We need to pot up my Hoya pollinara outer variegated propagations. Those are ready. We need to change up the pot, so repot my silver dragon alocasia. I need to prune, you can't see her, my Hoya crimson queen. She's got a couple of just dead vines and dead leaves, so I think I just need to go in there and prune what's, you know, no longer viable. Really don't want to do this one. My window shelves and the console need to be wiped down, as well as evaluate what's thirsty and needs to be watered. And finally, I need to water my Hoya linearis, which is in the corner. You probably can't see her, maybe the tip, I don't know, right over there. So we are going to get started with the moss poles, and I'm regretting writing down the wiping of this situation because I really don't want to do it, but we have to do it and we're gonna get it done. So hope that sounds good to you. I'll meet you in the shower to water the moss poles. I like to let them soak and drain there a little bit. I'm going to take my varicosum over to the kitchen sink just because it retired 2 leaves and those 2 had spider mites. So I'm going to go ahead and take it to the kitchen sink and spray it with some insecticidal. And then I will fill up my water jug with my nutrient-rich cocktail. We'll water the poles and move on to the next thing. And then he barked at her. I think he wanted. I took a quick break, ate some lunch, and now we're back. I was gonna start cleaning the window area and the console wall that first, but since I'm really dreading it, I thought I would give myself a quick win and do the repots first. So this is my variegated snowcap begonia. She's massive. I can't remember the last time I showed her to you, but she grows like a weed. And while I really do like her, I wouldn't be mad if I passed on from her, to be honest. Is that terrible to say? Maybe she needs to be on my decluttering list. Or maybe I just want a smaller plant. And I'm sorry, this light is going to be challenging. It's just that time of day in here. Actually, maybe if I angle, one sec. I hope this is a little better. Yeah, so I really do love this plant. There's something about it. Maybe just because it kept falling, I was feeling annoyed with it. I don't know. Gonna have to really think about it. It just fell. And it just fell again. I'm gonna be using one of these pots and we're just gonna plop and fill. Should be pretty easy. I'm gonna be using the soil mix from the Rare Plant Bay. It's tree fern and coco coir base, so I just think that this plant would really appreciate it since it doesn't like to dry out. And I guess here we go. I'm not feeling super excited about it, but maybe I will love it a lot more once it stops tipping over so much. We'll see. Look at this thing. It's so tiny. Okay. I actually don't see that many roots, to be honest. Okay. I mean, there's some. This is just the wick. And this is the original mix it came in, by the way. I never changed it. I just moved it to that self-watering pot. I'm really sorry if the lighting is terrible. So this is what this looks like. I think I showed it in another video where I did my cupria. I don't know the name. I kind of really want to get it in there so that hopefully it stops tipping. Okay, so it's a beautiful plant, but it's like annoying to handle, if that makes sense. It's just like so top heavy. I could stake it, but I kind of like it trailing. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see, you can't. The mess I'm making. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could like stake it. Oh my gosh. What if I staked it? I don't like that. I don't like that either. I don't know. Okay, I'm actually gonna take it over to the sink so that I can give it a very thorough water before I fill the reservoir, and then I'm just pulling some of these dead or dry leaves. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it's, I don't like the way it grows. I feel bad saying that. Or not that I don't like the way it grows. It's very annoying to handle, so it makes me like not want it. If you're thinking about getting one, they are beautiful and they do grow like weeds. So I do recommend it for those reasons. It's more so, I think, for me, the fact that I feel like I'm always having, like, it's always falling. Hopefully it won't be falling anymore. But even now repotting it was like kind of an issue. So, okay, I'll meet you back at the sink. not sure what I'm doing with this one. I think it does need some kind of support, and I feel like the support would help me better handle it also. Like I think I ripped like 3 more leaves just trying to put it in this pot because the leaves were getting caught in there, and the vines are just so stiff. I'll bring it down a little. But I mean, yeah, long story short, I just don't know what to do with it. I just broke another leaf. This is what I'm talking about. This is like just too much. I just don't know what to do because I don't currently love. I feel like if I have all the vines up, I'm gonna like it less. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Plus it's really wet now, and yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'd love to know if you have it and how you style yours. And I'm gonna have to go wash my hands again because they're just full of everything. But this is done. I'm just very annoyed with her. That snowcap begonia really just kind of put me in a mood. Like, I'm just really annoyed with it. I don't like the way that it's growing. I don't like my options for how to grow it. Through no fault of its own, I should say. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of really put me in a mood. Like, I don't know. This is what I'm talking about though when I talk about like just really enjoying the plants. I am not enjoying that plant. And it's not because it's not beautiful, but it's, you know, like I said, it's annoying to handle. It kept falling. And I was hopeful that when I repotted it, it would kind of fix a lot of those issues I was having, but I had a hard time repotting it. I had to rinse it 100 times because the leaves kept going in the soil or in the substrate. I don't like the way that it looks. So it's a beautiful plant, but I'm not enjoying it. So it may be very much on the chopping block for this month. I'm really trying to regroup because it really put me in a mood. I don't know how else to explain it. Okay, I'm a little disappointed seeing these because this is what I had said that I would keep for myself, but you can see it's gotten burned from the grow light, so that's unfortunate. And then this one, since it's not as tall, is fine, but we can see they both have really good roots. Or maybe you can't see. I think I'm still gonna go ahead and keep this, and I may just chop it back. Like, I don't know, but yeah, let's keep this one. I aimed you down instead of lowering you all the way down just because of how the light is. Hopefully that's okay. It's really packed in here. Oh my gosh, this is a lot more wet than I thought. Look at all of these roots. Whoops. There's so many. Yay. I'm gonna try to just kind of see if I can loosen any more up here. I may have to rinse them. There's so much. Okay. And if not, I'm gonna have to rinse my hands for sure. Oh, a lot of it came off. Most of it came off for sure, but I am just gonna go ahead and rinse them real quick. I'll meet you back here in a second. These roots look so good. Here's one that kind of just broke loose, but I mean, look at this. How fun, right? This is what I plan to pot them in, and I plan to put them in pond. I think I said that when I first was propagating them. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted to keep like all of them, but I think I'll just, it's okay. I can limit myself to these. I'm also thinking I'm not going to remove these like burnt or bleached leaves quite yet. I wanna wait until it establishes in its new pot, even though it should be a pretty easy transition from fluval stratum into pond, but you know, you never know. I'm so glad I didn't do this one first because I really just got in a mood about the snow-capped begonia, and I feel kind of bad. I'm sorry about that. I've just been evaluating my collection and what matters and what I like and like how much time and effort I've spent on plants that I didn't even like or really want for the sake of like, for feeling guilty about getting rid of them or feeling like I should have them, that I'm just in a serious like, if you do not bring me joy, you don't belong here. And it's so silly also that it, like, I feel kind of guilty that I'm annoyed at the plant because I have a hard time handling it. Like, that seems dumb, right? But that's how I feel. My feelings are valid. Dogs thought I was knocking, or there was someone knocking. Okay, so this is what that's gonna look like. I already have my nutrient-rich cocktail. But now I'm also thinking like it probably can't live in the shelf right where it was because you can see the little gauge. Whoops. Because if it was getting bleached there, the longer it gets, the more it's gonna get bleached. And I had the same kind of situation with the silver, the Polyneria silver. It's getting, so I have it like way in the edge where it's not really under a light. Because yeah, apparently Polynerias don't, and my original is up on the window and that's north facing, like northwest facing. So it doesn't get a lot of light, and it does well. So maybe polys just don't want that much light, I guess, which is fine, I suppose. I'm feeling like maybe I should have spread out the cuttings, but it's okay. Okay, so here it is. I think I'm going to leave these in stratum for now because I think I'm going to offer them up on like a story sale. Just like, I don't know, maybe like in 2 or 3 sections. And I want to just go ahead and keep them in stratum for that so that whoever gets them can decide what they would like to continue to grow them and transition them into. So, okay, I have to reference my list because I forgot what else was on it. The battery on my camera died, but I did check the list and I almost forgot about my silver dragon. I don't think it quite needs an upsize or anything, but I really want to get it out of this pot. It just gets so gross, like immediately. And I've tried doing like a little drop of hydrogen peroxide. It doesn't help. You can see it did bloom and that's dying off now. I let it be, just honestly, like I just didn't have the time or like the mental capacity to cut it off when it started emerging. And yeah, so this is one of my only alocasias that I've allowed to bloom, and it's the only alocasia that doesn't seem to have suffered. It actually gave me this new leaf as it was blooming, so that's cool. But yeah, I just want to get it out of this pot, and I'm gonna use one of those same other pots. Now, unlike the tiny 3.5 inch pots that I use self-watering that have this little window, like this little window is enough for them to get algae as well. So, I mean, I don't know, we'll just see how it goes, but it's gonna go in here. I need something to dump that into. One sec. I'm also just very much losing steam for the day, and there's still a bit to do, or like time consuming things to do, but we're gonna power through and get this done. Ugh, like look how disgusting that is. Ooh, that's a big one. There are a little bit of like rotted roots in the center, so I'm gonna pull those off. So overall, hi Hunter. Overall nice and healthy. Okay. My nutrient-rich cocktail. Oops, I think I may have overfilled this. It's not so bad. Okay, so here, he, I haven't decided. I'm just trying to look against the light. I always just keep kind of an extra eye on my alocasias, but she's looking all good. I love her. Isn't she? I mean, the silver dragon is so pretty, like just such a cool texture. To recap, okay, what we have left is to trim my Crimson Queen, water my linearis, and then clean this shelf console situation. So I'm thinking we're gonna trim the Crimson Queen and then we will clean the console, just because I've already had like soil spills, and the dogs actually knocked over my linearis prop down there, so there's stratum on the floor. So anyway, might as well make more mess before we clean, and then we'll just water the linearis last. I was cleaning the mat and just found this tiny corm from the silver dragon, so I will probably add this into stratum. Trying to think if maybe one of my prop boxes has some availability, but It's pretty tiny, but we'll see if anything comes of it. This is actually also feeling really dry, but do you see what I'm saying? Like there's, I mean, it could have just gone dry for too long. That's definitely a possibility. But I'm just gonna prune here, anything that I see dry, and then we will give it just a thorough hydration session. There's so many like down here. That's good. See, like this vine seems to have passed on. And you know what? It might actually be time to upsize this because this is in its original soil. I can see like such a big gap from where it used to be. So I might just also need fresh soil, which we can do not today though. I'm sure it's a little hard to see, but I got rid of anything that was dry. It did have quite a few vines that were just dry all the way from the base. So again, not discounting, I could have forgotten to water it for an extra long time, but overall the plant does look well. So we'll just give her a nice watering, let her soak. I might let her soak overnight. Honestly, I've done that before with this one because the soil is so compacted. And yeah, then she'll be good to go. Since I don't like to commingle my plants and the poles are still in the shower, I'm going to clean this area first. Then I'll bring, just to give the poles a little bit more chance to continue draining, I'll bring the poles in, and then at the end we will soak the Crimson Queen and water the linearis. And then I believe I've thought about something else that we could do, but like I said, I'm losing steam, so let's power through this. we made it. It was touch and go for a minute, I'm not gonna lie. I started losing steam, and then there were some things on my list, as I said, that I just wasn't looking forward to doing. But actually cleaning the window and the console, which is what I was probably least looking forward to, was nowhere near as bad as I had hyped myself up to be, which I guess is always like the thing, right? We make it in our heads worse than it actually is. But I do feel like I spent all day doing these chores. Let me just double check that I did get everything I did. So I'm really proud of us for sticking through this, and thank you so much if you watched the whole thing. One thing I do want to mention is that in my 2025 intentions, goals for the year video, I believe I posted right before this, I said that I would be spraying them with my pest prevention spray and to calm me out. Well, the pump sprayer hasn't arrived. Delivery says like error occurred, and I'm supposed to wait until the 12th. And if it doesn't arrive by then contact them. So that is the situation with the sprayer, or with the pest prevention spray. So yeah, I just didn't do it, which is not off to a terribly great start, but I kind of feel like I had every intention of doing it. Does that count? Okay, enough. I went through 3 batteries of my camera, which I didn't. It's funny because I don't feel like I did that much, but at the same time, I feel like I did so much. So I will try to keep this video not terribly long, hopefully not too long, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you watched all the way through, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sticking by me, and let's chat down in the comments below. What kind of planty chores are you up to? I did write a couple of more chores that need to be done on the next round, so I'll probably be doing these kinds of chore themed videos with like more random things that need to be done a little bit more frequently, because I do want to stay just on top of my collection. I'm done rambling. I'm gonna go drink a tall glass of water and maybe veg for 10 minutes before I continue on with everything else I have to do. But thank you so much for spending your time with me. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.